The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey guys, this is Ace from Eriko, and you are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to have Ace. He is the guitarist and vocalist of Aeraco. Aeraco have released their cover of the iconic band Queen's hit We Will Rock You, featuring Diamond Head frontman RASMUS BOM ANDERSEN. Their debut, All or Nothing, helped garner the band the Best Rock Entertainer Award from the Chicago Music Awards. Also, their sophomore release, Baptized by Fire, hit the charts, coming in at number 6, most added in the nation. Also number 27 on top 30 rock and number 27 on top 50 metal contraband, while also hitting the radio overseas. And we're going to be talking to him about this new single that they have done, and some other stuff and all that good stuff about Eriko. So Ace, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. You make it sound very fancy. That sounded good. I like that.
I aim to please.
You certainly please, sir. It's good to be here, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
No problem. I have just recently got into you guys for the last couple of weeks. Like I said, I bought Baptized by Fire, and it's a really good rock metal album for the folks out there. If you want some new music,
thank you.
Please check this band out, folks, because there's not a bad song on that album.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks for grabbing it and enjoying it. I appreciate it.
How's it been working with Tag Publicity so far with you guys?
They've been good to us, good team. They really care about their artists, and, they just work hard. I mean, I could go into, super detail on that just because it's difficult as an emerging artist to find exposure and find a publicist that actually, cares. And hopefully I don't piss off any publicists that listen to this and go, I care. I know there's good people out there who genuinely want to help artists, but unfortunately there's also a lot of people out there that are going to do what anybody would do in any industry, take your money and run. Yep. And Tag Publicity, they just haven't been that team. They've been the team of people to really sit back and really listen to what our goals are, what we're looking to accomplish as artists, and really push that and help get that exposure out there. So they've been working with them has been great, man. It's great having them a part of the Eriko camp.
You are definitely right, my friend, because there are some out there that think they are big as the bands are, and that's a little ridiculous, and I counter that a lot. And they are great ones out there, like you said. Tag Publicity, they're awesome to work with. Jamie Roberts and her group, For the Win Media, they're awesome. Seek and Strike, and Curtain Call Records. I just don't want to forget anybody who I work with, because everyone I have worked with so far have been amazing to help bands like yourself to get a foot in the door, so to speak, and to get a little vibe out there and to get your name out. So that's kudos that there's still some out there that care about independent bands and care about the ones who work their asses off.
Absolutely. No matter what industry you work in, or no matter what you do, whether you're a musician or a banker or a lawyer or a doctor, there's always going to be snakes in the grass that you're going to have to watch out for. We've been very fortunate to have a good management team, a good publicist team, a good marketing team, just a great team of people that all look out for each other. And we've unfortunately been caught a few times with some people that, you should probably avoid, but Tag Publicity, they're not that. So for any emerging bands that are looking for great publicists to work with, Tag, they've shown us a ton of love, so it's much appreciated from them.
So you guys released a new single cover of the iconic band Queen's hit, We Will Rock You. Now that features frontman, that features Diamond Head's frontman RASMUS BOM ANDERSEN. I know Queen is an amazing band, but what led you guys to choose this song for a cover, and how was working with RASMUS BOM ANDERSEN on this, man? This had to be a very exciting event for you all.
It was. We actually opened for Diamond Head last year in Joliet, Illinois, when they came to tour through here, and had a chance to, just kick back and chat with their guitarist and hang out with their bassist, which was really fun. We were making a bunch of goofy Snapchat videos and posting on Instagram like a bunch of goofballs. They're fun rockers, man. There's no egos. All the big heads are checked at the door, and it's not like they even need to check it at the door because they just don't have that. They're just looking to have a good time, and they played a killer show, and Raz is such an amazing vocalist. I hit him up, you know, and I was like, hey, dude, we played a great show. It was a really good time, you know, rocking the crowd with you, and, you know, let's collaborate. And he was like, yeah, you know, whenever you're looking to do something, hit me up. And finally, we started talking about what we were going to do as our first cover, and we wound up releasing Foxy Lady with Michelangelo Badio from Nitro and a bunch of other 80s and 90s projects, and still playing, still strong. And then we came across the second cover that we wanted to do, and anything Queen related is just, it's untouchable, right? It's almost sacrilegious and blasphemous to even go for it because it's Freddie Mercury, it's Brian May, you know?
Yeah.
And we were like, fuck it, let's do something unsafe, man. Let's make some people happy with something they never guess. And unfortunately, you're bound to, you know, rock the boat a little bit, and people kind of go, what is this? But fortunately, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. People really enjoy it. I think it's a kick-ass cover. Otherwise, you know, if I felt like it was anything short of that, we wouldn't have put it out. But we were really happy with the end result. Raz came in and kicked ass. We did our best to give a salute to Freddie and Queen and put out a song that our fans would like and attract some new people.
Yeah, you're right, man. When you take on a song like that that's been done by an iconic band like that, because Queen is just amazing, hands down by far. When you take a song like that by them and you want to put it out there and put your own twist on it, that gets a little nerve quenching because you don't know how folks are going to react to it. You don't know if they're going to don't like your band no more. You know, that's a chance you take. But I like it that you guys did, and seeing these results coming in now, man, does it fuel that fire more to say, hey, look, yeah, this was the right choice for this one?
In a way, I think it does. It's definitely very gratifying, and it's very humbling for people to say that they really enjoy that version. Because anytime you do a Freddie Mercury song, I mean, you're staring at a titan. I mean, arguably, but not necessarily arguably, one of the greatest singers to, you know, ever hit the hard rock and rock scene. So when you're trying to tackle something that is that much of a vocal titan, I mean, you're staring down the face of a gun that could backfire on you. So when you get a lot of people that react in a positive way, it does make you sit there and go, yeah, you know, I am glad that we did that. But we're at the point, and we reached the point in our career where we didn't want to make a safe decision. We wanted to make the most unsafe decision possible and rock the boat and make some noise. And I think we did. You know, for the people that like it, awesome. For the people that don't, you know, just hang in there. We've got some more stuff coming out, and I'm sure you'll like something we do. But I think it's awesome. I'm glad people like it because, like I said, it's very gratifying and it's very humbling to have people who enjoy Queen and who enjoy us. We actually had a fan who sent us a piece in who said, you know, I actually saw Queen in the 80s when Freddie was alive, and I think this kicks ass. I think he would love it. So when you get something like that from a fan that's actually seen Queen play, that, you know, you can't put that into words how gratifying that is and how fulfilling it is as a musician to hear that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely. Has anybody from the band Queen, like Brian May or any of the other members, reached out to you guys and said, hey, man, this is awesome?
That would be pretty cool. They haven't. There's enough noise going on right now that hopefully maybe one of them it comes across their table and their camp kind of hears it and says, hey, take a look at this. I know Rat knows some people that's kind of in the Queen camp, so hopefully eventually they hear it. And even if they don't reach out to us personally and say, hey, you know, we dig it, this is great, mate, you know, even if they don't say that, hopefully they kind of, it gives them a smile and it makes them shake their head and go, yeah, this is really cool, man.
You guys also did a cover of Foxy Lady. Now, these two covers, will these possibly eventually be on an upcoming album or maybe no?
I don't know. We're just, I don't want to say that we're everything is pretty tightly knit when we make decisions. They are calculated, but we are kind of, you know, what do we want to do today? You know, and then once we do it, we don't really look back. We just kind of look forward and say, all right, what's next? So if we come across that and we say, hey, let's put it on an album, but maybe we can do like a remixed, remastered version or something like that. Do I see that happening? Probably not. These are just singles that we're having some fun tossing out there, hoping people jam to them and groove to them. So who knows what the future holds with them.
Are you guys currently working on anything right now other than, you know, you just did this cover song, but are you guys working on a new album possibly?
We will be working on a new album later this year, but the plan is to possibly release one more cover. We're in the process of figuring out the one possibly last cover that we're looking to release before we hit the studio and record another full-length album.
Is it going to be like an 80s band, 70s band? Can you give us a little bit of a hint, maybe teaser?
It is top secret, but what I will say is what we are aiming for if we do one more, we're aiming to not only have one feature, but a few features, so almost create a super group, if you will, within Eriko and have a few features on one track. So it's going to be, it'll be a pretty colossal undertaking. It'll be fun, though. If everything winds up working out, it's going to be badass.
What do you hope everybody takes away from Aeraco's music in general when they start to listen to your guys' music, man?
Have fun, man. Just have fun. That's it. We're not a subgenre. Fuck that. We're not, I don't know. We're not banana core and all these fucking goofy subgenres or new metal or hard rock or 80s rock. We're just rock, man. That's it. We write stuff that we want to write, and we're just looking to have a good time. So, just leave whatever expectations you have, whatever you've heard, come into it with an open mind, listen to it, and hopefully have fun. That's it. Just have a good time. Our shows are the same thing. It's high energy music. You know that. You've heard probably the first album. You've obviously heard the second album.
Yeah.
It's just high energy music. That's the same thing that the shows are. So when you listen to it, just have a good time.
Yeah, it's like I said, and I'll say this again, folks. If you get a chance, check this band out. I mean, you will like this band if you like rock and metal. It flows along the lines of kind of like Metallica in a way to me. It's the way it sets off like. But it's just good hard rock metal to me. So you guys won the Best Rock Entertainer Award from the Chicago Music Awards. And, like I said, the sophomore release, Baptized by Fire, hit the charts, coming in at number 6, most added in the nation, and then number 27 on Top 30 Loud Rock, and number 27 on Top 50 Metal Contraband. Did this kind of open the door up for you guys more possibly to get out there or no?
Yeah, of course. I mean, every accomplishment builds up, and it's just all a humbling experience. Whenever you hit the charts, whenever you win an award, even to get nominated for something is just such an honor, especially when you look at some of the musicians that got nominated with us. You look at them, and there's so many creative, talented artists that are out there that don't get recognized. And then when they do, and you're recognized right alongside of them, it is so flattering because there's so much talent out there. And then when you win, I mean, whether it opens up doors or not professionally, it's just still so much inner satisfaction to go, wow, there are people paying attention, liking the art and liking what we do. I define my success as a musician if I can continue to do this and not have a day job. Some people might sit and go, man, I need a Grammy nomination, and I need to play for 1 billion people, and I need a big house, big car, big this, big that. I've kind of shrunk that down a little bit. And it's not that I'm saying I'm shrinking my dreams. I just feel as though the older I get and the more mature my music career gets, there's more realism within it. I look at it and I say, you know what? My success is defined at the people that my music touches and the people that relate to it and understand it. So if I can continue to do this and not have a day job, then that's a successful career to me. Whether that opens up pathways, if we get Grammy nominations and we do big, massive stadium headline tours, don't get me wrong, that would be great. I'd love it. I love the fans who share our content and who reach out to us, and they're pushing for that to happen. But at the end of the day, the fact that we do have fans and there are people that enjoy it, that's all the success that I need. But there are doors that are constantly opening. You win stuff, you chart, you get nominated for things. Absolutely more people are going to look your way, and that's a gratifying experience. It feels great.
I want to go back to the cover of Queen's We Will Rock You. You guys produced this track, correct?
We did.
Do you like having that control of being the producer? Because I know you produced your last 2 albums, you guys did. Do you like this, man, where you could just sit down and say, okay, look, this is what we want, this is what we need? Do you like this part of it?
Listen, man, we are the most punk rock, hard rock band you've ever met in your life. Anybody that tells us what to fucking do, we're like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. We are very anti-establishment in that regard. I think the only way that, well, maybe not the only way, I don't want to say that because that's going to piss some people off, but one of the formulas for coming up with good stuff is just kind of doing what you want to do. You hire a producer. That's not the wrong way to do it. If that's what you want to do, then hey, that's fine. But for us, we like having that creative control. We're not looking for an algorithm. We're not looking to write for radio. We're not looking to write a top 40 hit, even though our songs are very commercial. They are very radio friendly. We don't deliberately do that. And it's not to say that bands that hire producers are looking to do that. It's just not our formula for writing the music that we want to write. We've got 4 band members, and those 4 band members contribute to the creative process. And that's what we do. And it's worked for us. It's, people, they tend to take very well to the music that we've put out. So we stick with that formula, and we really enjoy it.
How much growth musically have you seen this band and yourself go through up to the release of this single? Or, has it just been more just of a personal growth for all of you involved in this?
Man, that's like a spiritual question right there. I don't even know where to start. Since we first started, we started off like any band, just a band in a basement that was jamming out some tunes and said, hey, let's go record an album. Went and recorded an album. Learned a lot from that, both, professionally and just internally grew a lot as a musician. Toured, learned a lot from that, man. I mean, that's the reason we named Baptized by Fire, because the only way that you're going to learn is by throwing yourself in the fire. No one's going to come along, not going to teach you. There's no such thing as a big fucking break. A lot of these bands that are on the radio, a lot of these bands that are doing national tours and monetizing very well and having a sustainable career is because they paid their dues, man. They were baptized by fire. They threw themselves in, they paid their dues, and they worked their way to get to a spot where they can comfortably enjoy where they're at with their career. So for us, there was a lot of that growth that happened in between album 1 and 2. Then we did album 2, which was a whole different monster. We took a lot more time, a lot more TLC into the songwriting, and then coming out of that, touring more, your goals change a little bit, right? They're laid out in front of you a little bit differently, where you go, all right, now that I've learned all this, I think my goals are a little bit different as far as what we want to do and where we want to go. And then you start releasing singles, in which with each single you release, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot more fans that wind up getting attracted to what you do, and they give you their feedback and their comments, and they share that feedback with you, and there's a lot to learn from it. So there's been exponential growth, both as a professional musician for all of us, and even as individuals trying to reach other people on a musical level and touch their lives, hopefully. So there's been a lot of growth, man, for sure.
When you guys are coming into the recording studio, do you do anything differently during that writing and recording process to maybe help keep your mind fresh and open to new stuff, to not let the music get stale or boring? Do you guys do anything differently or no?
I listen to everything, to be honest with you. So I think that keeps my musical palette pretty fresh. I don't listen to a lot of hard rock or rock on my own time. I actually listen to a lot of big band stuff, a lot of 20s and 30s music.
Oh, wow.
I listen to a lot of gypsy jazz. I love gypsy jazz. I think that's really challenging. As a guitar player, it's a difficult genre to play, so that definitely keeps things fresh. I'll listen to anything from EDM to cheesy dance music to top 40s hits, all the way down to Slayer, to Gojira, to Anthrax, to Cannibal Corpse, Code Orange, Slipknot. I mean, it ranges. I have a lot of musical ADD, and it changes. So I think that helps keep things fresh. Chances are, when we get into the studio, the song is laid out at that point. We know exactly how to lay it down. We might make a couple quarterback audibles in a couple situations just to maybe change the song and change how it flows. We actually did that with Foxy Lady. There were a couple pieces of the song that, as we listened to it, it wasn't flowing as nicely as we wanted to, so we kind of had to move some things around and record some things a little bit differently than what we originally had idea-wise. But we have a really good internal set of checks and balances where we record it and then we listen to it, and we listen to it as a listener, as a fan. We're never too emotionally bought into our own. We listen to things and goes, that sounds fucking awesome, but in reality it sounds stale. If it sounds stale, we all kind of have that sour face looking around going, we should probably figure something else out in that part, or maybe kind of reconstruct it or recompose this little part. But when we get in the studio, chances are things are already recorded. We're all bringing new, fresh ideas because we all listen to different stuff all the time. And then, when we get into the studio, we make some changes and hopefully put out a good record or a good single.
Now, we're living in the digital era of recording albums to get music out quicker. And plus, we now have social media to reach out to more folks who have not got to hear of Aeraco as of yet. Do you like this that we're in right now, or what?
It doesn't matter. Whether I like it or not, it's here to stay. This is the market that we deal with. And I'm not going to bitch and moan about it because that's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
It's here. People stream. People, they digitally download. And that's just the way it is. I mean, if you're speaking purely from a business perspective, any band's going to tell you that most of their revenue is brought in through touring and through merchandise and licensing. That's it. When it comes to making a record and selling it, I mean, you can listen to numerous interviews of Ellefson from Megadeth. That's the particular example I can think of right now. And of course, all the other ones elude me and escape me. But, they'll all tell you the same thing. Records don't necessarily sell as much as they used to, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. When it comes to digital, I like it because you do have the ability to reach a lot of people. But unfortunately, at the same token, it's 10 times more difficult to reach people because there's 100 times more bands out there to explore, which leaves people a little bit less inclined to discover new music because there's so much noise in the market. It's difficult to break through that. The worth of something is based on the rarity of what it is. That's why you can't just print a ton of money from the reserve, right? And I don't mean to get all weird and financial here, but you can't just print a shit ton of money because then the worth of your dollar goes down. Now a loaf of bread is $200 as opposed to $3-4. It's the same thing with music, man. There's so much music out there. There's so much shit to listen to, and there's so much good stuff to listen to. That can make it difficult to reach people. It really can, because there's a lot out there. There's been this hyper printing or hyper releasing of new music, which is awesome. I love the fact that any artist could record something from their basement and release it. It's so empowering as an artist to do that. But then again, with there being a lot more in the market, it's difficult to reach the market. So it's a different beast, but it's my beast. I wasn't born in the 60s and 70s where I needed to get signed by a label and I needed that financial backing to tour and I needed this and needed that. Now it's a lot easier on the front end to release music, but, it's more difficult on the back end to tour and financially, put gas in the gas tank and get the bus on the road. So it's just a different animal. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It is what it is.
In your own opinion, man, what does Eriko bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, if anything differently possibly?
For me, I could give you what I think it is, but I'm not going to do that because that's just going to put I think that's going to put an expectation in people's heads. Every band, when they're asked, what's different about you than every other band? Every band always has an answer ready. And I look at it and I just think to myself, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. Listen to the music and then, you can decide from there. And I'm not necessarily saying it directly to you, and I don't think it's a bad answer, but at the same time, it's like, man, go ahead and listen to it. What do you think is different about it? What do you feel as though is different?
Yeah.
And let fans listen to that, because I feel like anytime I answer that question, I'm fucking selling something. Now I'm putting my sales cap hat on. Listen to us because we're energetic and the music is new and fresh and it's alive. And man, fuck that. Buy the record or don't buy the record. Go on a torrent site. Fucking download it, listen to the damn thing, and then you know what? Buy some tickets to a show, come and see us, and fucking rock out. And go out, support your local scene, go see some local artists, and go see some up-and-coming talent, just like we are, and support that scene.
Yeah.
And, I'll retract that statement. Don't go and download the album. Don't fucking do that. Go buy it if you can, listen to it, and then make the judgment call for yourself. But in the meantime, I'm not going to sell any biased agenda that I have to this band. Of course I think it's awesome. Of course I think it's amazing. Of course I think our music is great. I'm in the fucking band. I'm going to tell you that. But the only way that you're ever going to know is if you go on Google, if you go on YouTube, if you go on iTunes, if you go on Google Play or Spotify or iHeart or Pandora or any other fucking streaming fucking platform out there, type in the band name, give it a listen, and then you can make your decision from there.
What about local support for Aeraco? How much local support do you guys get?
Man, we get some love. We definitely get some love. Chicago's where we're from, and it's increased, man. Since when we first started, there were some people that really enjoyed what we did. But now since we've collaborated with big names and we've got some national tours under our belt and we played some festivals and we've gotten some attention, we get great local love out here in Chicago. This is our turf, man.
Is there a country that stands out or even shocks you that Eriko gets support from or your music even gets played in?
I don't know. That's a good question. I can't say no that it's not a shock because then I just sound like an ego monster. Like, no, it doesn't shock me wherever we get played, But it doesn't. I want people to listen to the music. So when I hear that the track got played in France, or when I hear that our tracks are getting spins in Germany or Australia or something like that, yeah, it's awesome. You sit back and go, wow. But nothing stands out to me more over the other. It's just always awesome whenever I see any of those charts that come through and they let us know where we're getting played. It's always awesome to know that people are listening to your music halfway across the world. It's a cool experience, man.
Folks, you want to get out and pick up Aeraco's single that's out right now, the cover of Queen's iconic song, We Will Rock You. Plus, you want to get out and pick up their debut album, All or Nothing, and plus their sophomore album, Baptized by Fire. Get out and pick those up. Plus, you want to get out and pick up Foxy Lady that they did also. And like I said, this cover that they did of Queen's We Will Rock You with Diamond Head frontman RASMUS BOM ANDERSEN, it's pretty awesome. I do dig Aeraco's music. Just really, really good stuff. I've said that several times throughout this interview, and I do mean that. So, Ace, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy this merchandise you have out, things like that, tour dates, tickets, however, how can they do that?
You can go to our website. It's Aeraco1.com, AERACO, the number 1.com. Visit that. You can sign up for our email list where we send out newsletters with tour updates, single releases, any merchandise that we're releasing or cool new T-shirts, cool new designs that we're doing. We always announce that stuff and send that out. You can hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any social media site. And come check us out. We pay attention to all that stuff when it comes to the messages we receive, fan mail, anywhere from around the world. We pay attention to it. We respond. We reply. We engage. We interact. We sincerely, from the bottom of our heart, fucking love you guys, everyone to death. It's one big happy family, as cheesy as that sounds. So hit us up. Keep in touch. Come to a show. And remember, have fucking fun, man. Let's do this. And
plus, subscribe to their YouTube channel. Also, that's another thing.
Good man. Good looking out. Checks and balances. Yeah, go to the YouTube channel. We're definitely going to release some cool new stuff on the YouTube channel with different interviews we've done with musicians we've collaborated with. So we've got some new content coming out. Go to YouTube, click the subscribe button, and show some love.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Absolutely. Hey, guys, this is Ace from Eriko, and you are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, plus it has our YouTube link. And plus get out and check out Aeraco's stuff that they have out right now, plus their old stuff. I'm pretty sure you guys will dig it, like I said many times throughout the interview. So, Ace, keep on rocking out, and thanks for being on the show, man.
You got it. Thanks for having me.